This is a major project day. We're gonna start painting here. I made a mistake. I'm stupid. Maybe I'll regret it.
I'm Cindy, and this is Shell. We sold everything and set off on an adventure, living and cruising on a boat named C-Shel. Click, subscribe, and sit back as we show you that it's possible for all of us to live an extraordinary life.
Good glorious morning, everyone. This is a major project day. We're gonna start painting here. So just to catch you up, I filled you in on our project overview video, but just to catch you up here, this hardtop all the way around had from the factory a piece of wood that was this wide and about this high all the way around used, and it was lodging on a piece of tabbing that comes out here, and it was glued to that, and it actually supports all of the supports, stainless steel supports on the boat. There's a gap then, and then the coring from here goes all the way over, which is solid, and goes all the way to the edge. So there's this piece of tabbing fiberglass that holds that piece of board down and is able to support the hardtop. So that was completely rotten everywhere. And a friend of mine came over and we tore this apart, took everything out, unscrewed all of there was some troughing here to catch water and things like that, like a J edge. And we plied this. This was only barely caulked. It was actually caulked. Somebody caulked it years ago with silicone, so that was horrible to get off. But we plied the two edges apart and we were able to pull out all of the rotten wood all the way around. And now we have installed staple throughout the whole thing and sealed everything completely. So even the edge now is actually sealed with filler instead of like sealant or something. So after all that, patched up all the stress cracks, all the holes that I don't need. There was a lot of stress cracks, I guess, from all of the supports pushing up into the rotten wood. There was just a ton. Just take a look. I mean, all of that was stressed. This is what it looks like right now. I don't know if you can see that. That's the wood inside. These are vent holes to dry some out in case water ever did get in there. So right now, so I've sanded it a bunch of times, and now I'm going to do a final wipe down and then prime. I am using Alexseal primer and top coat. So all the products that I'm using here, including the wipe down and stuff, are Alexseal products. I'm not going to stop and pretend that I know a lot about Alexseal. I rely on Andy from Boatworks Today, and if you want to know like mix ratios or the best things to do when it comes to applying Alexseal, you're going to have to go to Andy's channel. So Boatworks Today, if you're not following him and you're a boater, I mean, I don't know where you've been living. So I'm not gonna go through all of the ratios and all that stuff. I'm just gonna do it, and you can watch as I do it. The one thing I will say is that Alexseal has a roll additive. So now you don't need to roll and tip. You put this roll additive in, and when you roll it on, it just levels off like almost like you sprayed it. So at least like you roll and tip. So you don't have to tip anymore. So it makes the job so much easier. And that's why I chose Alexseal for this job right now. Actually, it's a test for me because in the future, and maybe soon, maybe next year, if I still have the boat, I want to paint the top side here, not the navy stripe, but the top side right here. And if Alexseal works out here, then I'm gonna do the same thing to that next season. So we'll see how this turns out. Hopefully you enjoy this. I'll try not to make this too boring. We'll do some time lapses and things like that, and I'll show you the final result and see how it looks. Oh, what I am doing is 2 coats of primer, and then that's today. And then tomorrow I'm going to sand again, and then apply my first coat of the top coat, and then the second coat of top coat the next morning. And then I'm going to let those 2 coats dry to the next day, and then do a nice light sanding, and then add a final coat, which is considered your show coat. So that's what's going to happen over the next few days. It's been raining here for what feels like weeks, or at least threatening to rain all the time. And now I finally have a few days, up until Wednesday, I think. It may start to rain again. So this is Sunday. So I've got a bunch of days now where it's supposed to stay dry. Hopefully I can complete all of this within that time frame. So let's see how far I get. Okay, that's 1 coat of primer. I'm a little worried that I'm going to need 3 coats of primer. I hope the next coat really hides these patch jobs with the total fair. Before you put on the top coat, are you supposed to not see any print through of what's underneath? I'll have to check that out and I'll let you know. Don't put any thin plastics around if you're outdoors painting. It just blows around, it's useless. If you're careful with the roller, you're not flicking anything anyway. If you got a good quality roller and you're moving slow, it's not going to do anything. You're not flicking it anywhere anyway, so you don't need these plastic things. All that area was about 34 square feet. I mixed up about 15 ounces of product, and I got some left for that whole area, 1 coat. So I'm gonna have lots of product left over. Time for a break. Next coat later on this afternoon. Day 2 of painting, day 2 of probably 4. Yesterday I completed almost pretty much 3 coats of primer. 2 coats were fine for the top, but any place that I had that total fair green fairing compound in was still printing through, so over those areas I put a 3rd coat of primer. Now today I have to retape, well, I have to sand first with 320 grit, retape for paint, and do a top coat this afternoon. So sanding is my morning routine here this morning, and first coat of top coat will go on this afternoon. So I right now I have to get the supports put back in. So I'm gonna sand where the supports goes because I gotta get on the hardtop to do the retaping. So I'll just show you a little bit of what the primer looks like right now before the top coat goes on. I might as well tell you, when I took off the tape from the primer coat, I had that tape on for almost a week. It was baked on. Don't put tape on for that long. I'm stupid. I think I spent about an hour and a half up there. It was very difficult to remove. Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of painting the aft deck hardtop. Yesterday, I got the first coat of top coat on, the Alexseal top coat, and I gotta say, it came out really nice. Just a few places where there's some orange peel texture, maybe just a couple of runs. I think I'm going to do a second coat, and I may forego the third. So I think this is good enough for me. It's nice and shiny. I think I would have to sand for the third coat, so I don't really want to sand much in the marina, so I'd like not to have to do that. I don't know if you can see the shine here. That's pretty good. I am just going to wipe it down with dry cloth, get the dust off it, and I'm going to do a second coat. And then we'll see what it looks like from there, and I'll decide about the third coat, but I'm pretty much leaning on not doing the third coat. I think it looks good. I'll just give you a little show around. So like I said, a little bit of orange peel here and there, but for my purposes, I think this is fine. Let's do it. Good morning. Welcome to morning 4 of the paint job. I made a mistake. The mix I had done on the first day went on so well, and I liked that combination of reducer to converter to base paint, that I duplicated it yesterday. Problem is, it was a different time of day. The first day, it was like after lunch when I did that. So it was hotter. And yesterday I did it in the morning, and might have been a 7-8 degree difference. So what happened is it was too runny, and it kind of slid down on the vertical surfaces. It doesn't look right. I can see it where it actually dispersed away from the first coat, and there's runs I can see all along the side. So it's unfortunate that I have to do some sanding and a third coat, but I'm gonna try to get away with just doing the edge instead of sanding the top, because it went on nicely on the top. It laid out nice, and when I got to underneath, it was warm enough in the day that it went on as normal. So I'm going to try to just do the vertical facing right around the edge, just sand that, and leave the top and the underside. So the job isn't too big, but I have created work for myself this morning, so I'm going to start the sander up again, just do the facing, and then do a little bit of depending on what time I finish the sanding and when I start and what the temperature is, do a little bit less reducer, I think, in the mix. So I'm going to show you here. I don't know if you can actually see it. Cindy can't see it, but I can see it. And I was up all night thinking about it, should I do it? I got the product. It's only going to sit there. I don't have another project to do like this, so I don't want the product to go to waste, so I just might as well do it. Yeah, I can see a run there. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a run here, and there's a whole area here where it's sort of dispersed. Anyway, so I'll sand that. Maybe it'll come out better. Maybe I'll regret it, but I better not regret it. It is the next morning. I'm sorry I didn't catch the last coat going on video. I was mixing the paint, and it was mixed and the battery went dead, and of course you need to use the paint, so I couldn't get the battery charged. So I think I'm pleased. I think this is it. I think the project is done. I did one final coat around the edge, and it looks much better than it did that other time with the different mixture. So I'm pleased now. I'll show you around and show you the final product, but I think that Alexseal is a thumbs up from me. I'll be doing it anytime I need to repair anything is what I'm going to use. With that, with the roll additive, I think is phenomenal product. Really is. There's a little bit, there's a run here and there. There's some orange peel in a couple of places, but overall, for this 35-year-old boat, I think it looks great. It looks way better. It looks like 1,000,000,000% better than what it was before I started. Sydney's pleased we got our living space back. I'm still cleaning up a few things here and there, but it's time to start the next project. This project is closed.